My name is Jensen. I'm the owner and founder of Ford Media Marketing and PaintCon. You might be like, who's this handsome guy standing here with these short shorts on, okay? This is me. And the purpose of this video is I wanna be sharing with you guys the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. So if you're running Facebook ads, if you have an agency running your Facebook ads, if you even considered running Facebook ads and you haven't yet pulled the trigger, I'm gonna show you guys the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads today, okay? So just in this last year, just in the last 12 months, we spent just over $2 million in Facebook ads alone. And this directly generated our clients over $30 million plus. So we know what it takes to get results with Facebook ads. Each point, if you implement it today, I promise you will skyrocket your results for your Facebook ads, get you better and better results, get you more money booked, more customers on your calendar. I'll get you the best results possible over these next 10 videos. All right, guys, here's the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. This is a 10-part training, so you need to follow along. And I promise you, when you get to part number 10, it's gonna all be worth it. You're gonna get the most insane return on investment with your Facebook ads, all right? So step number one, and this is super simple, plain as day, you need to get started, okay? Imperfect action is greater than perfect inaction, all right? I know that getting in front of the camera is super uncomfortable, but I promise you, once you get in front of the camera and once you start doing them and once you get the repetitions, you're just gonna get better and better and better until the point where you actually get pretty good. And then that's when you're gonna start seeing the results. And once you see the results, bam, it's just dopamine, 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 sale, 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 okay? All you need to do is just get started. I promise you it's gonna 100% be worth it. It has never been easier to be great, but at the same time, it has never been easier to be distracted, okay? These things are phones. These can be used like fire, okay? You can either use your phone to cook your food and warm your food and make sure you're full and your family's full, or you can use it to burn your house down, okay? Create, do not consume. Your phone is a superpower and you can use it to scale your business to numbers you never even thought before, okay? A focused fool can beat a distracted genius. Focus on repetitions. All you need with Facebook ads is just to get started. And to do that, you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. All right, guys, welcome back. The top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. Number 2, get comfortable being uncomfortable, okay? This one is absolutely huge, okay? The better you are on video, the better your results will be and the better clients you will attract. You need to speak with confidence in your ads. At the end of the day, your ads, it's like, if you think about it, it's like a virtual sale, okay? Imagine you show up to your customer's house and you're just shy, you're closed off, and you're just like, right? Are they really gonna buy from you? Or are they gonna buy from the person who shows up with confidence, conviction, with clarity, with enthusiasm, with the right set of tonalities, saying the right things? That is exactly how ads are, okay? If you say the right thing and you say it the right way to the right person, there's a conversion, okay? I promise you, the better you are on ads, the better your results will be, okay? Film after you just closed a deal, like ASAP. As soon as you close a deal, pick up your phone and start recording. Have a script ready to roll and just start recording. Even if your client's there, bring them in there with you, okay? Close that deal virtually and you will get more deals financially. Because you know what they say is like the best time to close a deal is right after you close a deal. Well, the best time to record and get more deals is right after you close a deal. Turn your phone around. This is what I did at the start, because when you're filming and you're looking at yourself, you're actually looking down. You're not looking at the camera, right? And it's like when you're speaking to someone and you're looking at their chin instead of their eyes, they're gonna be like, what, right? And so it doesn't work as well. All right, guys, welcome back. The top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. Number 3, creative diversification. The old way with Facebook ads before Meta rolled out this new update called Andromeda. Okay, so essentially what it is Facebook is moving more into the AI space. The old way was like king of the hill, where it's like maybe you launched 4 or 5 ads and then Facebook would deem one of them as like the winner and then you just dump the full budget. Now, why is it a winner is usually based on interaction, right? So that could be watch time, that could be likes, that could be hate comments, that could be great comments, it doesn't matter. Now, the issue with that is if that ad actually wasn't a winner, you just basically inflated your cost per lead, got no results, and spent all your money on an ad that doesn't actually really work. The new way with Andromeda is Facebook has created basically these audience segments, okay, or audience pockets. What you say and what you show are deep predictors of who's gonna see the ad. So, you know, a single mother with 3 kids who are all enrolled in sports and they don't have the time to paint their house is in a different audience segment than as like a busy professional who wants their commercial business painted. It really kind of differentiates the pockets. So what you need is creative diversification, which is the more creatives you have, ultimately the better, okay? And the different creatives that you have, the better. Selfie videos work great, testimonials work great, transformations work great, work in progresses work great, walkthroughs work great. You just need to get creative with your creatives. So have fun with it, because now Facebook's going to deem that as a different type of ad and say different things and show different things, and you'll get different results. And that's ultimately how you are going to scale your painting business with this new Andromeda update and Facebook ads. All right, welcome back to the 10-part series of the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. Step number 4, you need to nail your targeting, okay? The goal with Facebook ads is not to get more leads, it's to get better leads. With this, you need to be playing the law of average. You need to be focusing on the law of average. Not every single person who sees your ad is going to be a qualified buyer, but at the same time too, you're going to be fishing in the right pond. You don't go fishing in a pond full of bass and expect to catch a tuna. So you need to be focusing on higher incomes. You need to be focusing on higher zip codes. A really easy tool for this is ChatGPT. So hop over to ChatGPT and say, what are the highest income zip codes in my specific area? And then it'll give you a good idea, okay? It might not be 100% accurate. Like I said, there might be one street where it's low income, and then the next street is just like millionaire row. But at the end of the day, we're playing the law of averages. Ages. Is there really going to be an 18-year-old who buys painting services? Probably not. But more likely it's going to be 35 to 65. Like gender. Some types of services appeal to other genders compared to others, right? For example, kitchen cabinets, that might resonate a little bit more with women, right? Or exterior painting, that might resonate more with men. Who knows? But at the end of the day, you need to be testing and using genders as a potential law of average. Languages, interests, etc. Right? Interests, if you have a pixel on your website, if you don't have a pixel, please go install a pixel. Shoot me an email if you don't know how to do that, more than happy to help. But you need a pixel on your website so you can begin retargeting the people who have previously shown an interest in your company by going to your website in the last 60 days, 90 days, etc. Okay? You need a pixel so you can begin retargeting based on interest. Your goal with targeting is to be a sniper, not a machine gun. All right, guys, welcome back to step number 5 of the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads, okay? Step number 5, capture the right information. And I'm talking about leads here. I'm not talking about page likes. I'm not talking about compliments on your new haircut. I'm talking about leads. That is the goal with Facebook ads, is leads and ultimately sales. And the way to get more sales is by attracting the right type of leads. Now, when it comes to requesting information from leads, right? What type of service, what is the best contact information, all that stuff. There's 2 rules of thumb here. Too much information that you're requesting results in not enough leads and a huge spike in your cost per lead. Not enough information results in low quality leads and a whole crap ton of leads, okay? The goal is not to get more leads, the goal is to get more quality leads. Okay? The way you're gonna do this is through adding specific levels of friction into your lead form capture. I 100% recommend lead forms if you're running Facebook ads. Don't drive them to your website, okay? Use lead forms. That is the best way to get the best results with your Facebook ads. So you need to be filtering for quality with friction. I believe that the best way is by asking not too much information, not too little information, but the perfect sweet spot that we found is 6 questions. Number 1 is what project they're looking for. If you offer interior painting, exterior painting, cabinet refinishing, list those there in multiple choice. Number 2, a manual input of a short text that says, tell us about your project, okay? What this requires them to do is type the information for their project. We don't really use that. You could use that in the sale, but ultimately what that is just a little bit of a barrier just so people don't click through and they're like, what? I didn't click any form, I didn't fill anything out, because they manually have to do this. You can set like a minimum character count of 50 on there too if you want to add even more friction. Then the last are phone number, email, zip code, and of course their name, okay? Then what we do with that information is we take this and you integrate it into your CRM and bam, you have speed to lead, okay? All right, guys, welcome to part 6, the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. This is a 10-part series. Number 6, fortune favors the follow-up. You need to be hitting your leads quick. I don't care if it's a Facebook lead, I don't care if it's a Google lead, I don't care if it's an Angie lead, I don't care if it's a referral. You need to be hitting your leads quickly. If you don't, your competitors will, and you just paid for a lead that your competitor just got. You need to be using multiple channels for this. So depending on what information you request from them, you could be using multiple channels to hit those leads. You could be calling them on the phone, you could be emailing them, you could be hitting them on SMS, you could be hitting them on Facebook or Instagram. On average, it takes 5 attempts for a lead to convert. Use these 5 attempts, get creative with it, send voice notes, send selfie videos, introducing yourself and getting them on your calendar. The more personalized your message, the higher the conversions, and the quicker you can get to that lead, the higher conversions as well. So speed, creativity, personalization, it's a lights out offer, okay? So speed to lead. If you can contact a lead within 5 minutes, your chances of converting that lead go up by 391%. Speed to appointment. This one is huge, especially for a service that is a high interest service. It's not like roofing where, you know, the roof is dropping like 2 gallons a day of water. Painting is a high interest service, which means if they have a demand for your service today, in a week from now, they might not have that same demand. And from speed to lead, you should go from speed to appointment to get that appointment set, and appointment set on your calendar. Decrease the time from when a lead comes in to an appointment on your calendar, you'll have more conversions. And then of course, the speed to sale. If a lead comes in today, you should try your best to set the appointment for today and close the deal today. Quote on the spot, sell on the spot, close that deal today. All right guys, welcome back here. The top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. Number 7, you need to set your targets and you need to track that thing really hard. You need to track it all. I'm not just talking about cost per lead. If your agency is just tracking a cost per lead, get a new agency. You need to be tracking on the end goal. If your end goal is just leads, great, track your cost per lead. But if your end goal is sales, then track your customer acquisition costs. We've gone ahead and created our own software for our clients that tracks everything from cost per lead to cost per appointment to customer acquisition cost to return on ad spend to cost of marketing to average job size to speed to lead. We track it all. And you need to have this type of information if you're trying to grow your business from 500K to a million to 3 million, 3 million to 10 million. The better you are at tracking, the better your results will be. What gets measured gets managed. You need to be having clear KPIs for every specific data point in your company. Your cost per lead, the number is $60 to $80. The cost per appointment, $150 to $200. Customer acquisition cost, $375 to $450. I would rather have a $250 cost per lead, but a 100% win rate than a $50 cost per lead and a 10% win rate. At the end of the day, your goal is conversion. Your goal is sales. The more you can reduce the customer acquisition cost, the more profitable it'll be. You need to set your targets. You need to track them hard. You need to track everything. So you don't need this big fancy software. All you need is clear KPIs and a way to track those, and you'll get the best results with your Facebook ads. All right guys, welcome back to the 10-step training for the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. We're on point number 8, okay? And this point is really, really serious, and I need you to write this down. Cost per lead is useless. I don't care what your cost per lead is. You don't want more leads. The goal with ads is not more leads. The goal with ads is more sales. Am I wrong? No, I'm not, okay? The goal isn't more leads, it is more sales, it is more revenue, it is more checks in your pocket, it is more customers in your database, okay? Personally, would you rather a $250 cost per lead with a 100% win rate, or would you rather a $50 cost per lead with a 10% win rate, okay? The answer is super clear. A $250 cost per lead with a 100% win rate because your customer acquisition cost is $250 in comparison to $500 here. So if your goal of Facebook ads is just to have organizational chaos in a CRM that's just full of leads that aren't answering you and your admin spending a ton of time calling all these leads and chasing all these leads trying to get an appointment, or is your goal to get more customers, move down the pipeline as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, and as profitably as possible to turn more leads into more sales? All right guys, welcome back. The top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. Number 9, nail it before you scale it. An old mentor told me that. Nail it before you scale it. If you have an issue with your product, fix your product before you start selling it to more customers, because all that's gonna do is just create organizational chaos if you're trying to push a product, and that's gonna create bad reputation. Same thing for scaling ad spend. Nail it before you scale it. If your ads are working, spend more, period. If it's not working, like as in you have 0 to low return on investment, fix it. Fix it before you start dumping more budget into it. Now, if you're like, okay, I have a pretty good return, here's the scaling ads SOP. Now, we've scaled companies' ad spends from $2,000 all the way up to $30,000 per month. So we know how to do this, and we do it time and time again for local home service companies. So what you need to do is you need to increase ad spend by 10 to 15% every 3 to 5 days. So let's say you're at $100 a day, bump it to about $115, monitor it for about 3 to 5 days. If it's stable and things aren't skyrocketing, increase it again and just keep going at that until you get to your target. The reason you're not going from $100 all the way up to $1,000 is because now you're giving Facebook Facebook all this extra budget and they're gonna be like, okay, like what the heck do I do with this? Let's start advertising and showing it to everyone, and then you're gonna start getting either no leads or a lot of the bad leads. Now, another thing too is the more calendar space you have, the more you will need to spend on ads. If you're at a point where you're hiring sales reps, do not expect to spend the same amount as when it was just you and it was just your calendar you're trying to fill. If you're trying to fill 2 or 3 other calendars, you need to understand you probably need to spend 2 or 3 times as much in order to keep those calendars full as well. The more calendars you have, the more you need to spend, because your cost per appointment is gonna stay pretty similar, okay? And all you need to do is just multiply it by the amount of sales reps you have. So more calendar space equals more ad spend. All right, guys, so the top 10 ways to get better results with your Facebook ads. This is part number 10. You need to be focusing on buyers' consistency. Customers love consistency, guys. So whoever is selling should be in the ads, and let me tell you why. There's a saying in old advertising lingo that says a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. So someone that buys from you once is likely to buy from you again and again and again and again and again and again. So why would advertising be any different? If you think about lead generation, your goal is to get a prospect who saw your ad on social media, has maybe never even heard of you before, maybe even never even thought about getting their house painted, and then something in your ad stood out to them and they're buying in to become a lead into your sales pipeline. And now you show up at their doorstep and you're trying to get them to buy again. The way to do that is through buyer's consistency. So ultimately, whoever is showing up at your customer's house to give them a quote should be the person that is in the ads. That way there's buyer consistency. If it's you, for example, that you're going to houses and you're selling jobs, you should be in the ads. So what's gonna happen is a prospect's gonna see you on their timeline, they're gonna buy into you to become a lead, and then that same person that they bought into in the ad is gonna show up at their house to give them a quote. What you just did there is you just closed the gap in this trust recession that we're in. And that is the goal with advertising, okay? Close the gap on the trust recession. Get as many people to trust you as possible, because people that trust are people that will buy. Also, if you have sales reps, get them in the ads, because they're gonna be a lot more bought into your mission if they're in the ads. And then what they're gonna get is they're gonna show up at a customer's home and they're gonna be like, oh, I recognize you in the ads, yada, yada, yada. That's gonna make them a little bit more bought into your company. That's also gonna increase their overall conversions. And lastly, it's gonna add more diversity into your ads, because now you have more than just one face. You have more faces in your company. You have more people buying from your team. You have more buyers consistency in the buying process, and you'll have more conversions. So step number 1, and this is super simple, plain as day, you need to get started. Number 2, get comfortable being uncomfortable, okay? This one is absolutely huge, okay? Number 3, creative diversification. Step number 4, you need to nail your targeting. Step number 5, capture the right information. Number 6, fortune favors the follow-up. Number 7, you need to set your targets and you need to track that thing really hard. Point number 8, cost per lead is useless. Number 9, nail it before you scale it. Part number 10, you need to be focusing on buyers' consistency.